is Dear Evan Hansen shirt day. AP Gaines and I are wearing the same shirts. Why are we doing that? What's the occasion?
The movie's coming out soon, or tonight. I'm not seeing it. You got your tickets. I saw you singing on the stream. If you guys want to see the greatest stream of all time, the most interactive, most enjoyable, you guys better stop by Cubs Fan Han streams because you're missing out waving through windows and stuff like that.
I sang it. I sang it today to celebrate a hype train. I'm no Ben Platt or anything like that, but we won't talk about the musical, but go check it out. Tell me what you guys think about it. Super exciting. We got to talk about community morale, AP Gaines, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the community morale is, I don't know if I'd say all-time low, but it is notably low right now.
It's not SWGoH low, but it's SWGoH light.
So yeah, okay, I'll take that. So people are, I'm seeing a lot of diminished moods, and so I think we're ripe for something to come from CG to kind of change that narrative a little bit. And so today's video, we've got AP Gaines and I have 5 ideas of easy things CG could do to turn things around and get this community in a better place. Sound good, AP?
I'm so proud of this community. I can't believe I just said that out loud. I might have to cry after this, but yes, I'm ready to go, Cubs Fan Han. Cringe memes aside.
All right, starting with number 1, and I don't know if CG will do this, but why not? Dial back the Conquest changes.
They better. I mean, did you see how much hot water I got in yesterday? I said they were thinking about it, and then they were like, we're not thinking about it.
Wait, really? Did they?
No. They didn't say they're not thinking about it, but like all the SWGoH events people were like, AP Gaines, this is not factually backed up. You cannot say this out loud.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
so
sorry.
I have no data or inside info that says they're thinking about it. But here's the thing. Is anybody stoked about this Conquest?
No.
I still have yet to find
one person.
Who's the one person?
A community member by the name of Celiac Sarah. She did a video with Zareth. She's co-host on the H&N podcast with one of my guildmates.
Well, we hate
she
that
loved
girl.
It. I don't like her either. I was a big fan until she came out as pro-Conquest.
No, good,
it's
good
kind
for
of like
her.
politics.
Okay, good for her. Yeah.
Pro-Conquest is, I don't vote that way. I don't vote pro-Conquest.
I'm an anti-conquester.
I'm anti-conquest, yes.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. But here's my thinking: is there's the general perception towards this game mode just seems so poor, and I think that I like what they were trying to do. Right? They're trying to make it a game mode that you can interact with and play more with. Right? And not just go in and finish in 2 days. And so I like that they're trying to do that. This didn't seem to hit the mark, so why not dial it back and go back to the drawing board?
Absolutely. And we talked about in one of your previous videos how they could change the time it takes to do it. That would probably increase the ability for them to come back and make some changes. I'm going to give credit. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but this is not my original idea.
Yeah.
They said make it so when you finish Redbox, you can go back. Unlimited data disk swaps, no energy required. Just go around and have some fun. I think that would be a great idea. I can't for the life of me remember who said that. I'm not trying to take credit for that, but that would be awesome.
Well, that would kind of turn it into a sandbox mode in a lot of ways.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe give us ability to turn those sneaky deaky world feats off, all of those not feats, but all those modifiers, and make it into an actual battle where we can test and have some fun. Maybe it doesn't
problem with that is you'd still have to get the red crate. Maybe instead of making it a red crate thing, maybe there's a way to say, I'm done, right?
Exactly.
You could claim your reward and say, I am done, and now all of a sudden, no more effort is going to count towards a crate. You could just go knock yourself out and have fun in the game. That'd be pretty
fun, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that. That would be cool.
Something like that. But I think we need to go back to the drawing board on this because it's just not sitting with anyone. All right, number 2. Now, this is something a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago, they took this too far, and now we need to bring it back. But I even made a whole music video called Galaxy of Marquees. Do you remember that one?
It's my favorite song by you. It's literally my favorite. I listen to it all the time still. To this day.
You're a big fan?
I actually have it I have it screen recorded on my phone so I can listen to it in the car because I don't have unlimited data on YouTube. But
no, you don't.
I'm serious. Same with a lot of other random YouTube songs that I enjoy.
Okay, so that's awesome, man. So the whole motive of that song was that literally the only thing CG was doing was releasing marquee characters. Now, literally the only thing they're not doing is releasing marquee characters. And I think maybe they took that song to heart too much, and now they just barely ever release marquee characters. I think it would do a lot for community morale to have some new blood in the game.
I think so as well. I think them focusing so much on the end game with Executor and Lord Vader is kind of it's breathing life into people who are up there at the end game, but that's such a small minority of people. I think if they just threw us a bone with, an entire, like how they dropped Bad Batch. Bad Batch is great and they're great at 3 stars. If they gave us insert whatever your fan picked faction is, Pirates. I always want Gungans.
Oh gosh, you know, but like just dirty.
Everyone's gonna hypothesize about what it's gonna be. 212, but just give us a bunch of marquees. I would be totally fine with like an unworldly amount of marquees coming out
and
in
again,
like the span of a couple months.
The problem back in, I think it was 2018, the problem with the marquee characters then wasn't that they were releasing too many marquee characters. It was that it was the only thing they were doing. So we're doing other things here. We can handle marquee characters. And I think that these changes that they're making to defense and defense penetration, etc., I think are kind of geared towards enabling them to release characters a little more freely. Delta Squad is another great idea. Awesome. Commandos would be amazing. All right, number 3, rework a character. This is like, go back and look at what this. Okay, so here's something I do sometimes. If I'm struggling on YouTube, right? I'm not sure. I'm hitting a creator's block. I might go back and look at, okay, what are my most successful videos of all time, right? Okay. What can I learn from what I've already done that's successful to implement it into another video and do it, obviously not just copy the old video, but what worked before, right? Okay, so
just
CG.
Inspiration.
What worked last year? What worked? Vader.
Vader worked, I think, the best out of anything they've ever done.
Yeah.
I think Vader was their biggest, I think it was their career highlight. It was their walk-off Game 7 World Series, Grand Slam down 3. Like, it was their most glorious, it was the miracle on ice. It was their most amazing moment. And I think it needs to, I think they need a second go-around. I think they need a back-to-back here. Everyone's going to say
clip everything you just said. I want to clip everything you just said. That was great.
Everything I say clip worthy. I'm actually not real human. I'm actually an AI bot. People took like the most clipped things ever, and that's just what my computer forces me to say. It's why I'm so amazingly entertaining and talented.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
But
yeah, so I mean, there's so many different characters you could rework, though. I mean, you could have a splash with. I think obviously part of the reason Vader works so well is how big of a character he is to the universe. So Mace Windu comes to mind. Obviously, I think Leia's a big one that comes to mind for me.
I think Leia would be a slam dunk.
What about Fulcrum? What about Sidious? What about
Sidious would be
the other Galactic Republic Jedi, or even young Han? Young Han basically came to the game and was dead upon arrival. Had no viability in this game almost ever, right? So
yeah, that's Rogue One. I mean, they could rework literally anything and we would be happy.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is they have their efforts focused on stuff elsewhere, and they don't have, this is obviously speculation, but I don't think they have resources allocated to reworking characters like they did for Vader.
Maybe yes, maybe no. I feel like with Vader especially, I think one reason why that went over so well with the community is it just felt like such a gift. Like there's so many things that they do that are so monetized. We get it. We understand the kind of game we're playing. But we just had Vader. We're working through a very, grind quest now. We've had the Executor. I feel like we are in a place now where we need to have a bone thrown at us. And this would be the perfect way to do that. So, all right, number 4, do something about the gear grind.
Yeah, well, that is a thing that we would like, Cubs and Han. As a matter of fact, I think they should. Will they do it? I do not know.
What if I told you they said they were going to?
I know they said they were going to.
Let's look at this. This is November 2020. And CG was making the changes to the shards that are now dropping to X times if the character's been out for a year. They said these changes will clearly open the door to conversations about other economies, including gear. Where has that conversation opened, though? It hasn't. And so what a time to do something with that. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. You can do double drops for gear, too. I mean, with how much is required, would it really be that crazy? Or at least increase the drop rate in some way. Or add an additional daily challenge and get rid of the worthless gear in there. Fill it with valuable gear. There's deliberate things that could be done. And I think I had a conversation once where it was with a dev. I'm trying to remember when or where it was, but it was kind of going over like, well, there's been little things that have been tweaked and there's more gear that's been coming than people may realize. That may be, but having something that is an obvious like, hey, we are addressing this with this specific thing and it actually feels impactful would go a long way.
Absolutely. I think anything they do, even if it's small, as long as it's verbalized and the intent is that this is some sort of relief for us, it will have a huge ripple effect throughout the community.
Yeah.
I think my biggest skepticism in terms of gear crunch is gear is where all of the money is made. I don't think there's a huge market for old shards. Like, I think that's why they're pushing out galactic chases seemingly back to back, and I hope that continues. But I mean, how many crystals have you spent on old gear pieces like Carbantes and stun guns and all that sort of shenanigans when getting a new character? I think it's just, it's such a big area of profit that I'm a little skeptical. But I think if they add a new, like a Cairo that really sucks and make it requirement for everything else, and give us stun guns or anything from that's years and years old, I think that would be awesome. But I'm skeptical, but it would be fantastic, and I think that would go. I think it would pay dividends past all the money lost. I think it would be such a positive for them that they would see the benefits, even though they might see an immediate loss in like monthly earnings. I think it would have so much lasting impact on the positive outlook of the community for them.
It absolutely would. Okay, this is what I feel like. I'm Roy Kent in Ted Lasso, if you watch that, where when the gear crunch comes up, I just want to sit there and go,
boy.
All right. Oh man. Okay, last one on the list, and you talked me into this one. I initially balked at this one, but allow us to play with friends. And the reason why I was initially balking at it is I want this to be practical, easy items to do. This doesn't feel easy to me, but actually it might be a little easier than I gave it credit for. Why is that, AP Gaines?
Well, it just so happens that they have set up the foundation for this, and they're testing it at the moment, and they invited only the best content creator to join them in this testing. I think that was Cubs Fan Han, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the devs versus community.
I believe their language was, we are selecting the best Galaxy of Heroes player of all time.
Of all time.
That was their logic.
Real Games is gone, but yeah, I think
yeah. No, so if that was their logic, I would severely question their sanity. But
I would sell my Capital Games stock if that was their logic. I'm just kidding.
Your Capital Games stock.
But yeah, I mean, they have the infrastructure for it. Theoretically, I don't know if this is something that they've built that they want to implement into the actual game.
Yeah.
But they've said as much publicly, talking to you on your stream, when they told you that they can fire it up really easy, and they're actually surprised with the ease at which they can get it set up. So how does that equate to adding it to the actual game? I don't know. I've talked for months and months and months, ever since this was announced, that monetize the living hell out of the tickets to play in this, and you have a leprechaun that can't go to the other side of the rainbow, just milking you gold coins forever and ever and ever. Because imagine if it was so boring for so many years, and then finally every dark fantasy you had about that one person in chat or in your guild or your friend in real life, where they were saying that they were better than you, and you knew deep down in the crevices of your very, very rough and intelligent brain that they were wrong, you could prove them wrong, and it would be the greatest moment in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes history.
This is why it's moments like this that I wonder, where the hell has AP Gaines been over the last 4 years? Why are you just emerging this year?
I was playing professional Rainbow Six Siege the last couple of years. That's where I was.
Wow, cool, interesting flex there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a better gamer than you, but I am.
All right, these are just our 5 ideas, guys. I hope that these get heard by and listened to by CGA, and we could at least see 1 or 2 of these. I think that they're reasonable, and all of them I think would really do a lot to help kind of boost the community morale. AP Gaines, anything you want to add before we jump out of here?
You know, I'm happy. I'm totally not sad, and you know, Han shot second.
You really gonna do that right now? It's a display of willful ignorance.
I don't know. I watched it. My girlfriend saw it for the first time, and she said Greedo shot first.
So which video are you referring to? Are you referring to the original copy of Star Wars?
Yes, the one that
in the original A New Hope, Han shoots only. Greedo had no shot. That you
the
didn't
only
know
thing
that,
I know is
young.
that deep fake George Lucas said that Han shot first and Greedo shot first in the same video, so I don't know what to think.
All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the video. Like it on your way out. Go sub to AP Gaines for more terrible memes and excessive cockiness. What?
Not excessive if it's proportionate, but yeah.
Okay, now with that, everybody, don't forget that Han did in fact shoot only.